Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and this is a part 4 of my La Liga preview for season 24-25. I have already done 3 parts in which we have discussed 12 teams. So if you want to have a look at it, you can go and check it out. I will put the links in the description below. In this video, we are going to talk about 4 more teams: Villarreal, Real Betis, Real Sociedad, and Atletico Bilbao, and we're going to see how these teams are getting ready for the next season. There have been some interesting transfer that has happened in this club, so we're going to talk about the impact that could have on the new season. So let's get right into it. We are going to start with Villarreal, and what a season that they had last year. A disaster start to the season, having 4 managers in 1 year, and despite all of that, they managed to finish 8th in the league. It was really like their fans went through so many emotions last year, and they would hope that this season it can be a better season for them, and they don't have to go through all the troubles that they went last year. Last year, as I said, it was a mess. They started the season with Kike Stein, but he lasted just 4 games and he was sacked. He lost 3 games out of those 4, and the club was at 15. He was replaced by Jose Martin, but he did not last long, just a couple of months, winning just 1 league game out of the 8 that he managed, and the club was at 13 when he went away. They brought in Miguel Tena as a caretaker manager for a week until Marcelino Toller was appointed as a manager, and with him coming in the club, their fortunes turned around. There was stability at the club, and they lost just 6 times in the last 25 games, and that brought them back into the top half. They had a respectable finish. But the fans and the owner and the management and even the manager himself would want this last year's form to continue, so that they can go back into Europe. A club like Villarreal wants to be in the Champions League every year, and if not in the Champions League, they surely want to be in a Europa League. So for them to not be in any of the competition this year is quite a setback for them. And Tolar would hope that his players can respond to him just like they did last year, and this time around they have a better season and they try to finish in the top 4 or at least top 6, so they can go and play in Europe next year. In terms of transfer, it has been a mixed sort of transfer window. I would say it has been more bad as compared to good. I mean, they have brought in Willy Kambwala, a 19-year-old from Manchester United, for about 10 million euros, while goalkeeper Diego Conde has joined from Alaves for 4 million euros. They have also brought in Nicolas Pepe, Papa Goy, and Sergi Cardona, all on free transfers. And if that had been just the case, if these were the transfer that they had done, I would have been really impressed, and I would have said that they had an amazing transfer window. But that is not the case, and there have been major departures. Jorge Cuenca has left for Fulham for 7 million euros. Philip Jorgensen, goalkeeper, he has also left for Chelsea for 27 million euros. And then the big one, Alexander Solot, he has left and joined Atletico Madrid for 32 million euros. I mean, he scored 23 goals last season. He was such an important player, second highest goal scorer in the league. And to lose someone like him, it's a big loss. And not just him, all 3 of them. Cuenca was their first choice centre back, Jorgensen was their first choice goalkeeper, and he was their first choice striker. So they have basically lost the spine of their team in just 1 window. And the worrisome thing is that they have not gone out and replaced Solo. Especially, you need those goals if you want to compete for those important places in the league, but they have not done so anything. And the thing is, that deal has been done for about 10 days. It's not like the deal just happened a day or 2 ago. They had a good amount of time to go out and try to buy someone, but they have not been able to do it, and there are no rumors linking Villarreal with any striker. There's no news about it, so it's quite worrying. If they don't go out and buy a good striker, buy a good replacement, I think they could be in trouble, and their hopes of getting back to Europe, finishing in top 6 or top 4, could be in jeopardy. So we'll keep our eye on that. They still have about 15 days until the transfer window ends, so we'll see. Maybe they might go out and buy, but as of now, I would be a little bit worried if I'm a Villarreal fan. Moving on from them, we are going to talk about Real Betis. They finished last season at 7th position, and they qualified for the Conference League courtesy of Atletico Bilbao, winning the Copa del Rey. This is going to be Pellegrini's fifth season in charge, and he would hope that he can get a hand of on any trophy of some sort. Like, he would want silverware at the club, and he would like to go back in Europe. I mean, they want to be in Europe as well. They got lucky this time around. If Bilbao had not won the Copa del Rey, they might not have qualified for Europe, so they got a little bit lucky. But Pellegrini would want his team to go to Europe continuously and be like a regular team who plays in the Champions League or the Europa League. So he would want his player to have a better season as compared to the last one. Their transfer business, like, they have lost William Jose to Spartak Moscow. He was their top scorer, so that is a big loss. While left back Amber and center back German Pezzella have all left the club. There are three important and crucial members of the squad that have left the club. They have brought in Marco Roja from Leeds United for 4 million euros, and then Ramian Peliad and Diego Llorente both have joined from Southampton and Leeds United as well for 3 million euros. But I'm not really impressed with their transfer business, because they have not really addressed the situation of Jose leaving. I mean, he scored 10 goals, and there's no proper replacement for him. They have brought in Iker Coseda. He's a young player. He scored 8 goals in the second division, but there's a big difference scoring goals in second division and scoring goals in La Liga. So I think they really need to go out and buy a striker, a goal scorer who can help them get the goals that they need. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough season for Betis, and again, their hopes of trying to get back into Europe in the top 6 or even maybe for top 4 could take a bad turn if they don't go out and buy a proper striker to replace the outgoing Jose. And just like Villarreal, I would say they still have a good amount of time to go on, so we'll see if they do it or they just go into the season without buying anyone. If they do, I think that would be a major mistake by them, but we'll see what happens there as well. Moving from Real Betis, we are going to talk about Real Sociedad, and they finished last season at 6th position, and they also qualified for Europa League courtesy of Bilbao winning the Copa del Rey. And I mean, they would hope that this time around they can qualify for the Europa League directly, and they don't have to get basically a handout and they get in Europe because of some other club. They would want to go into Champions League as well, let alone be in Europa League. So I think they are going to make sure that it happens this time around. The transfer market, if you look at it, their transfer business has been quite good. There has been only one major departure, and that is Robin Lenormand. He has gone to Atletico Madrid for about 32 million euros, and it is a big loss. There's no doubt about that. He was such an important member of the squad. He had such a great Euros as well, and it showed that how important he was to Sociedad. But Atletico Madrid paid a good amount of money, and they have gotten their man. And I think the good thing for Real Sociedad is that he is the only major important player that has left the club up until now. They have managed to keep their squad intact, and I think that is a very good thing for them. And plus the arrivals that they have brought in Luka Sukic from Salzburg for 10 million euros, while Sergio Gomez has joined from Manchester City for 9 million euros as well. So they have brought in players, they have strengthened the squad, but as I said, the more important thing is that they have managed to keep their squad intact. Martin Zubimendi, there were big rumors that he was going to Liverpool. The personal terms were almost agreed between Liverpool and him, and then Atletico Bilbao, then Sociedad, they came in with their own offer, and Zubimendi has decided to stay at Sociedad instead of going to Liverpool. I think that's the best example of a loyal player. He has come through their ranks and he has decided to stay at the club. The offer that Sociedad have given him is much lower as compared to what Liverpool were offering him, but he has decided to stay with his hometown club. So I think as football fans that we love, we want to see this loyalty a lot. I think it's a great story that he's decided to stay. Another player that's been linked to the Premier League is Mikel Moreno, another important and crucial player for them. His personal terms have already been agreed with Arsenal. There are some things that both the clubs need to agree on the fees and everything, and it has not happened still. As an Arsenal fan, I'm a bit worried because the fee was agreed about 10 days ago, and I really thought that the deal would go over the line when Arsenal were in the States, but it has not happened, and now the pre-season is also finished. The league is about to start in about 2-3 days, and with the way that Samu Obradin deals and then Zubamendi's deal, the way that these deals are collapsing, I'm a bit concerned that Mourinho's deal is not being announced till now. Maybe he also has a change of heart and decides to stay at Sociedad. I think I really hope that doesn't happen. But for Sociedad's if the way they are concerned, they would really hope that he also has a change of heart and they are able to keep both of them. And if they do that, I think they are gonna have a great season, and for sure they are gonna be in that race for a top 4, top 6. There's no doubt about that. I think they are gonna have a good season. And the final team in this video that we are gonna talk about is Atletico Bilbao. What a season they had. Valverde coming back to the club, it's like his third spell at the club, and whenever he comes he makes history. They finished last season at 5th place, qualifying for the Europa League directly, and then they go on and win the Copa del Rey, their first title in 40 years, and that also means that they qualify for the Europa League. Because of them winning, the Real Sociedad got the Europa League and Real Betis got the Conference League. But for them, it was a great achievement. As I said, first trophy in 40 years. Valverde, whenever he comes to the club, he creates history, and he has done it again, and he would hope that he continues that and he can get his team into the Champions League this time around, and he can make sure that they finish in top 4. And even though their transfer business has been very quiet, I mean, they've just brought in winger Alvaro Dahalo from Benfica for about 15 million euros. He scored 8 goals, provided 9 assists, so he had a good season, and that's the only transfer that they have made. But the major point is that they have not lost any important players. Barcelona were after Nico Williams, but he has decided to stay, and not only has he decided to stay, he has gotten the legendary number 10 shirt, which has been given to him by Iker Muniain. He is leaving the club after spending 15 years at the club. Finally, he has decided to leave the club on a mutual agreement. He was not offered a new contract, and he accepted that. But I think that is going to be a big loss for the players in the dressing room and the fans. Like it's going to be like the first time in 10+ years when Iker Muniain is not going to play for Bilbao. So that is going to be something weird for the fans to feel and to face, to have because he had such a legendary career there. He had so many options when he was at his peak to leave the club and to go. Maybe he was linked with Real Madrid, he was linked with Atletico as well, he was linked in the Premier League as well, but he always decided to stay with his hometown club, and now he's leaving. So it's a bit of a sad end to the career, but I think he had a good career and he played for his hometown club for his entire career, so it's a good thing for him. For Bilbao, as I said, it's really good that they have not lost anyone, and that is very crucial to them. They don't have that much money to spend, so whoever they bring in, it's their philosophy that they only bring in the players from the area that they are in. They don't go out and they buy players. They promote their youth players. So it's like a huge achievement if you look at it in that aspect. So, and I think they are gonna continue with that, and I think they are strong contenders to qualify for the top 4 this season. So yeah, that is it from me in this video. I've discussed all these four teams. Please let me know what you guys think about these four teams, how their seasons could pan out, and what should they should do before the transfer window ends to strengthen their squad. Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and click on the notification bell. Until next time, bye bye.